Okay, so first off, I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to download the mixtape, listen, and give their feedback. The only thing I would really ask for at this point would be if they could write a review. It doesn't have to be a long review. It could be a short one. My favorite reviews are obviously the reviews where they break it down for each track and rate each track. It gives me an idea of which tracks are the right direction to make, which are the wrong one. Um, my major thing though here is want to break down each and track, and I don't like doing it sometimes because I like the secrets behind each track, so I'm not going to go into everything I thought of when I was creating them, but I'm just going to go over a rough example of each track and why I created them and what it reminded me of and what I was thinking at that moment, if I remember when I was creating it. And as for reviews, I know a lot of people have been waiting. There's 4 or 5 games coming out this week. I'm moving this week, so it's pretty hard to get them all out, but I will try, so please stay with me. If that's all you care about, then that's really all I'm going to talk about game review wise. The rest is breaking down the 13 tracks that I've created for the mixtape. So we're going to start with the interview. Is the intro. My interview. It's featuring Pressure, who is another rapper who I really, he's awesome. He does a great job. I like his own work, so I asked him to be on this, and he was, nice enough to give me 2 verses on the whole mixtape, and it really was great of him. So anyway, when I thought of my interview, this was about mid-process in the thing, and I'm looking back and I'm like, okay, I'm making a lot of songs about subject matter, and I'm talking a lot about serious stuff. Where's my just fucking around, just joking around? Give me some punchlines. And that's basically where my interview came up. I was sitting there one day like, I gotta make some, more singy-long type, more fun. And I thought the chorus was going to be a little more catchier than it was. I don't hate it. I kind of like where I was going with it. I don't think I did right with the volume control. I want to fix that, but I couldn't have time. But anyway, I thought my flow was somewhat good. It felt a little offbeat at times, and this was my mid-process, so my flow was still being worked on. So I didn't think it's the greatest track I made, but I had fun making it. I thought the punchline about World War III was funny, and just really had kind of fun time making it. Just a joke track, and Pressure came with a great opening to his verse, and you get an idea of how he raps, from that slow to that fast to back to the slow to punchlines and metaphors. So I thought it was really cool. So overall, the interview was basically a track I just wanted to introduce them. Not this whole album's gonna be a slow and depressing album. I'm just gonna joke around once in a while too, and that's why my interview is important. I wanted to show that it's not all depressing music. The next track is actually one of the later ones I made, and I really, really was one of my most important tracks. The chorus is preset. It meant a lot to me when I first heard it. It's a semi-personal track, but at the same time, it's more for the general audience. Everybody out there has friends and people they love, family members that kind of let them down, and these people are supposed to be there for you, and they just do shit it hurts because you care about them and they're supposed to care about you back. So the first verse was really about more towards friends and so on, and it definitely grabbed a hold of the subject matter that I'm always there for you and you're not there for me, and it's fucked up. So I thought it was cool to do that. Whereas the second verse is actually, it's hard to catch it, but some of the lines will catch on where it is actually about parents. Now, I have 2 parents that are proud of me and always there for me, so it wasn't really so much my parents, it's just the parents I know from other people. And it's basically saying, you want me to be like them, you want me to go to school like them, you want me to do this and that, but look at me, look at what I'm doing, look at the things I'm doing to, make a better life for myself. It's not always following everybody else. And I thought that track was really important, and that subject matter would be important to a lot of people, so I definitely wanted to hit that verse on now, and I think I did a good job. It's actually one of the favorite songs I made. I like the slow feel of it. I thought my flow was one of the better ones on there, and I like the lyrics. So this is definitely one of the better songs in my opinion that I made, and to me is very important, and I wanted to make sure to people who can relate, they can relate 100%. The next one, Girls and Drinking, again, was more of a funny, like, sit back, let's have a good time thing. And all these, yo, I'm in the club, doing my thing, G thing, yeah, yeah, Lil Wayne's crack Elmo voice shit going on. I was like, nah, fuck that shit. You want, let's do a crazy verse. Let's just do this shit. Drinking like crazy, fucking bitches like crazy. Oh, you ain't cheating on me, bitch. I will fucking kill you. You are staying in the house. Type weird shit and just kind of fucking around. I'm never, going to be abusive or anything, but I thought the punchlines in the song would be funny, and I thought it was good. I think I got a good reaction. A lot of people just think it's a funny song, kind of breaks up the atmosphere of being a more serious mixtape. So I had fun making it. I hope people liked it, and definitely was one of the earliest songs. I think it was actually the second song I recorded, and it's surprising because my flow isn't that offbeat at most points. So I guess it just worked really well. So that was a more fun track. The Path was one of the later songs I made. Some people said that my flow sounds fucked up on it, but they liked the sound and the emotion in it because it wasn't screaming, but you could feel that anger. And that was important to me. The chorus was preset, loved it, and it felt more like a punchline type track, and I wanted to make sure it was, there. And had funny punchlines, and Pressure absolutely murdered it. His flow at the end of his verse was absolutely amazing and made me want to redo my whole verse. So I really loved the shit out of this song. It really, to me, was my second favorite feature on the whole mixtape. The next one up is Times Are Hard, and Times Are Hard is a funny track. The first verse was nothing about me. Really, it's kind of like I took the mind frame of somebody I know, and I was like, I know how he feels about somebody, and I'm never going to show him this track, but basically, he's been fucked over by his friend, and I was like, it is fucked up, this is fucked up, and I basically wrapped his whole day's worth into a thing. And I thought the first verse was pretty good. It's the second verse that was more personal. People always are like, oh, this dude is, rich and shit. I'm not rich. And this dude, he carries on about problems. I never carry around problems. I never talk about my personal problems, but I've had family problems for a while now. But I never let it get to the point where I'm complaining to anybody else. And that's why I think that verse was so important, my second verse. It's because I kind of just let out a few problems that I had in my life, and everybody thinks my life is perfect and everything. I'm not claiming I've grew up in the streets hard and shit, but I've had problems where it really affected my life in ways, from my sister to the problems with kids trying to kill me for some stupid shit to, just my friend getting stabbed. All this shit that's happened. I'm not saying I lived a fucking dog life or anything, but I didn't live a perfect life, and I just want to kind of give it more of a sing-along life. So let's not judge each other. I'm not going to judge how you live. I'm not judging how, you grew up, your street cred, but don't judge me just based off who what I look like. So I thought that was important. And Times Are Hard, the chorus was just awesome. Precept. Ready to Die was the mid-process in the album. Same time I made the interview, I made Ready to Die, and I was like, this track is important because this gives that, first of all, the epic beat in the background. On top of that, I talked to Rob and I'm like, yo, let's do this shit. We did Sign Off. Sign Off was good, but our voices were a little too loud. Our punchlines were, some of them were really corny. Let's redo this. Let's have a good chorus. And we came full pressure. Me and Rob's fucking murdered it, in my opinion. We did everything that we wanted to do. Awesome flow, in my opinion. I hit the beat perfect. The chorus I made was catchy and fun. Rob came full on, much better flow this time than the last mixtape. And it was just a really good mid-track. It was a little filler, but it made sense to give this more epic feel. Next up, there's Monster, and I absolutely fucking fell in love with this chorus. I actually wrote the lyrics for this song before I even started the mixtape. I rapped it, and I wanted a flow that can match this beautiful beat, this slow, beautiful chorus. And then when the beat comes, it's quick, and I need to be quick too, but I want to make sure I was clear, and I think I came really clear in my verses. People understood, and it's kind of a weird verse because my thing is basically, you call me a monster and I'm bad, I do these bad things, but in the end I'm still gonna be by your side. And then I'm talking about my own monsters and how I need help, so I need you there by my side. And I thought it was really cool, and I kind of did the double-sided in two verses. So Monster is absolutely my easily my second favorite song I did in the whole mixtape. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you liked it, and it meant a lot to me in terms of giving this I need you on my side because these demons are following me, you know? Remember when I made Early On? Again, another song that's very personal to me. I need to go over giving thanks to my friends who I grew up with. And that's really where Remember When came in. I talk about my friend Jimmy, my friend Alex, and Megan. And, you guys all know these people because I've shown them on Cash Show. Jimmy, Sir Jim's. I've shown Alex, Mr. Anderson. And Megan is comical. And, we work on the website. You know her. So all these people are extremely important in my life. Basically family. And that I had to give them the credit because I think it really, they changed my life in certain ways and made me who I am today. And with that, I always make a song about them. So that's a very important song to me personally. Gone was a record I fucking recorded 8 times. I originally recorded before I got the new mic. Then I recorded again with the new mic. Then I recorded again because I didn't like how it came out. Then I recorded it again and again and again because I wanted to make sure this track was exactly what I wanted. And finally, after the 8th time, I got it down. Basically, Gone is talking about a war story, and this guy goes off to war, and it's a fictional war because these people come on our land, they invade our land, and I think I was playing Homefront when I thought of this idea, and this guy's fighting for his country, but he's really fighting for his girlfriend, and it's kind of, or his wife, whatever you want to consider. But it's funny because during the verse he says he's not for the money because he doesn't need the money. He's fighting for honor. And that's something that I thought was really important. As I'm, listen to people's war stories, some do it for the money, some go over there for the money, some go over there to do something to prove who they are. But honor is something that's missed a lot of times. And honor for yourself is important, but honor for someone else, to protect somebody else, is the most important thing to me. And I think it's the most courageous thing. And that's where Gone really, to me, was the song I need to create. And Three Doors Down chorus absolutely fucking matched the feeling of this song. This beautiful beat, this epic chorus, and my verses. I thought Gone was definitely one of the cooler songs I made. And very different from the rest of the mixtape because it's an actual story, but not real story. It's fictional. And I thought the ending to it represented, true honor of dying for who you love. So Gone's definitely an awesome song in my opinion I made. Never Enough is definitely a song I enjoyed making. People didn't like my flow on it, and now that I re-listened a few times, I agree I'm a little offbeat on a lot of parts. But L.A. Rhodes actually murdered it, and Watson came in to finish it off in a good way. Overall, I had a lot of fun. The chorus is great, and it's a good song in my opinion. Not one of the best songs on the album, but a good one. And I don't really have to explain what it's about. It's about bitches. And it's actually probably the only song about girls on this whole mixtape besides Girls and Drinking. But Girls and Drinking was more of a joke. This is more serious. Remorse. Oh, I loved making this song. Why? Because one day I'm sitting there at work and I'm just so angry. There's so many problems fucking swimming in my head. I'm just up to here with shit. And I get this sudden urge like, fuck is wrong with everybody? And I start feeling remorse for things I didn't do, didn't say, didn't want. And now I want and I need to say and I can't because it's too late. And all this anger just builds in me. And I didn't want to make it too personal because I want people to relate. And I know some people relate out there. There's things that they wish they could have done or changed and so on. So that's where Remorse came in. And the beat from Mick and Mex, absolutely excellent. Fucking murdered it. Made me feel so fucking strong on this, and my anger, you can sense my anger in the song, and I think it's easily one of the better songs I made on the mixtape. Robs came in with a good chorus. I finished the second part of the chorus. We did a good, kind of a catchy chorus, but kind of a meaningful one. And Remorse is definitely one of the best tracks on the album, and I think a lot will relate to it. Forsaken is my favorite track on the whole album. Why? Gabby is an excellent singer. I love her voice. It is to me unique. It's not like Rihanna and every other Katy Perry and all those pop singers. It's not like that. It's very soulful, almost like I'm not saying she's next to Adele, but I'm saying that's the type more so. And she wrote her own lyrics for the chorus, and they're very meaningful. When I first heard it, when she finished hers, I was like, oh, I got to write my verses like right now. And I wrote those verses, came in, and I wanted to make sure that my feelings matched her chorus. And those lyrics to me, Forsaken is a mix of secrets and betrayal and change and things that people just don't want to say, but they need to. Otherwise, nobody knows what to do. And that's where Forsaken really comes in. It feels like together with somebody, you have to have full trust. Otherwise, you're not going to make it, or you're not going to be with them. Friendship, lover, family, all of those matter, and trust is the most important thing, and that's where Forsaken really came in. And Gabby just did a wonderful chorus, wonderful lead out, and just an amazing track, easily my favorite. Now, Forsaken and Remorse are more sad tracks. That's why I made Hired. Hired is the last song I recorded, and it, to me, is one of the most important songs because, first of all, it's more upbeat. It's more about, being up there, happy. And Hired is basically me asking you, after listening to my interview, would you hire me? Did I make it? Did I impress you enough? And it's a song that kind of gives you that, get the fuck up. It's not time to quit. You think it's over. You think, all those problems are surrounding you. All these problems in my mixtape are surrounding me. But I'm still going to move up. I'm still going to go fuck you. I'm still going to do what I got to do to prove who I am. You say my flow sucks? That's great. I'm going to keep on improving. You say my song, I should stop making music? Fuck you. I'm going to keep making music to prove you wrong. And that's why Hired to me was such an important track. And that's why Hired should be an important track to you, because it gives you that vibe where you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't just let people fucking destroy you. Sure, take criticism. I love criticism. It makes me a better person. But don't let people get to you so much that you should stop. Fuck them. Fuck them in the ass. Well, don't literally. Let them fuck themselves in the ass with their own dumb. And that's what Hired really represents, in my opinion. So that's basically the entire mixtape. I finished it up. I talked about everything. And now you get what each song means, why I created it, why I made it. And it's just, hopefully you can see more of why the mixtape's important. And the slow songs aren't all about girls like some assumed. It's just overall really important mixtape to me because it has all these problems. But I want to make it more general, whereas the first mixtape was very personal. I talked about in-depth problems, whereas here it's just general problems that other people have too. So that's basically it. I really, really hope you enjoyed the mixtape. I would love to hear your opinion on each record. It would mean the world to me. It makes me a better artist. And I really hope you enjoyed. That was my most important part, to make you enjoy these mixtapes. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the interview. Here's the breakdown. Thank you very much.